Now, someone asked me this question a long time ago, and the question was, what are the advantages of writing a book? Now, for the majority of people who probably are outside the self-publishing bubble, there probably is only one reason that they would see the advantage of writing a book, and that is for the money that you can make. Now, unfortunately, because they are outside the self-publishing bubble, they don't realise how hard it is nowadays to sell a book. It's not impossible to sell a book, but it's not as easy as throwing a book out there and, the book sales roll in. So, in their case, they're probably looking at the money side of it. Now, while it is possible to make money from a book, there are other things that you should look at or think about beyond the book sales, beyond the money. Now, one of those things I would recommend if you were maybe a brick and mortar company would be to write your own book. So, for example, if I was maybe a real estate agent, there's no reason why I couldn't write and self-publish my own book on real estate. So what I could do is I could get everybody together in the office. I could say, right, everybody, you're getting an article each. We can send this off to maybe a ghostwriter or something like that. We can get somebody to dress it up, tidy it up. But what I want from you is I want you to give me your best advice about buying a house or selling a house, or how you can make your house better, to make it more enticing for people to buy. So that real estate person then would go ahead, get all those articles together, get somebody to write it if they wanted to, and then self-publish that book. Now, of course, that book isn't going to, it may, if you take it over maybe the Kindle store or maybe, the main Amazon store as a paperback, it might sell some copies, but that's not the idea of the book. That's not the reason why you want to create that book. Why you want to create that book is as a business card. Again, I'm not just looking at this through the eyes of, an estate agent. You can use it in any business, a plumber, a mechanic, anybody could do something like that, or even your own, whatever business you're in yourself, you could create a book, not for the money. But what I'm talking about is using that book as a business card. If you imagine somebody who was coming into my business and I was, in the retail estate business, and, I was looking for their trade. If they maybe had done a tour around all the real estate agents in the town, and a lot of those were kind of maybe, priced around the same price. There wasn't anything that really stood out from one to the other. What you need to do in that stage, you need to have some kind of advantage or some way to step above that other person to make yourself more unique. So if you popped into my office, I said, yes, thank you very much, we'd look forward to, hopefully selling your house in the future. By the way, here's this book, we highly recommend you have a quick read through. Even if you don't go with us, it's going to show you, how to get the best price for your house, how to prepare your house for a sale, all those different things. And that person goes home with that book. Now, straight away, even if they never read that book at all, that has put your business at a higher level above everybody else's. You've stood out from the crowd. You've made yourself look like somebody who is really, really helpful, who isn't after them for their cash, because you've given all that great advice in that book. Now, there's probably a good chance some people may read that book, some people mightn't. But, as I said, you probably have won that mental, tug of war that was going on in the head. Which company should they deal with? But that book has probably swayed them in your direction, and you'd probably make the sale from that again by providing that book for free. So again, that book maybe could cost maybe $10 or whatever it is, but whatever your commission, it could be a couple of $100, so it's actually peanuts compared to what you're making on the other side. So it's well worth giving away those free books. So again, then too, by giving away that book, you never know. Somebody may have it lying at home on their coffee table, they may have it in the kitchen, or maybe they've sold the house and they have no more use for the book. Maybe they're collecting a lot of things for charity, or maybe a friend drops by and say, here, you were saying the other day you were looking to sell your house or whatever, you were thinking of moving on or whatever. Here, I got this book from this estate agent, have a read through of it and see what you think. And then that book then is passed on to somebody else who can probably get more trade for you. Now, if you think about it, how many times have you been given a business card? That's if people even give business cards anymore. But how many times have you been given one, and it might have spent maybe a day in your pocket, and before you know it, it's ended up in the washing machine, or you've lost it, or you just thrown it away because it wasn't useful to you. It was just, it wasn't needed anymore. So that business card is thrown away. But compare that to maybe a book that's lying around. there's a good chance you're probably not going to throw that book in the bin, because for whatever reason we have this thing that a book is seen as some kind of package of knowledge, and it's not right to throw that away. So the majority of us will probably, maybe at the very worst, maybe throw it in the bin, but the majority of people will either maybe put it in a charity box, or they'll give it over to a friend or something like that who may be interested in that. So that book then is actually getting you more leads, more business, again, from something that you're not actually making, making money on the book. It's coming in on the back end. Now, another advantage of having a book is that you can show yourself off to be an expert. If I had a book on self-publishing, and somebody who was interested in self-publishing, or who had a group of people who were interested in self-publishing, if they read through that book, there's probably a good chance they would come to the end of the book, if it was well written though, they would probably come to the conclusion that I was an expert on self-publishing, because I am a published author. Now, for whatever reason, people have this kind of halo effect when they publish a book. You're not just Joe Soap who, is into self-publishing. You're Joe Soap who has written that book, how to make $100,000 a year in the Kindle store. And that title becomes part of you. So you're not just seen as I said, Joe Soap, the Kindle writer. You're that person who has written this fantastic book. So there may be a chance you could get invited maybe to speeches. People may want you to talk at some conference or show or something like that, to show off the expertise that you have shown in the book. Or you may be invited onto a podcast. You may be, you might actually maybe, might only build your own business, because a lot of people will maybe read that book and then they may come to a part of it and say, well, the book was fantastic, but there's still a few questions I would like an answer to. And they'll probably reach out to you and say, by the way, do you have any training courses? Do you do any coaching or anything like that? Is there any way maybe the two of us could work together so I can better absorb this knowledge that you have in your book? So again, you might be making money on the book on the front, but you could make a lot of money on it on the back end. So again then too, if you have any products, videos or courses or anything like that, that would be where you would put all that content at the back of your book to make more sales on the back end. So as I said, people look at a book as something to make money from, but I want you to think beyond that. I want you to think of it maybe as a business card, as a kind of conversation starter, as a way of maybe getting your foot in the door into businesses maybe who would simply turn you away. If you had maybe a business who was doing maybe brick and mortar, maybe you had a business maybe that was doing social media for brick and mortar businesses, you would do all the content creation for them, and you would come into it. A lot of people would probably say, no, I'm not interested straight away, but if you just read this book, and if you're interested, let me know and ring me back. You're not forcing yourself. That person is probably going to come to you. They're going to be attracted to you through that book, by the content that you have given away in that book. So again, it's a great way to not to push yourself onto people, but actually to attract people to you by those books. So that is a lot of the advantages and why I recommend everybody should have a book. Again, as I said, it doesn't matter if you are a mechanic, a plumber, a hairdresser or anything like that. If you have a brick and mortar business, it's even more important that you should have a book like that on sale, just to make a name for yourself, to give yourself a bit of a title above all maybe the other business in town, and to attract those customers to you rather than you forcing yourself on them too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a few things from it. Now, if you'd like to ask me a question or you'd like to know more about me, you're very welcome. You can email me at barryjmcdonald@gmail.com, or if you'd like to know more about my site and all the wonderful courses I have over there on publishing, promotion, writing, all the good stuff, you are very welcome to come over to writecome.com. That's WRITECOME.com, and you'll find all the goodies over there. So as always, thanks for sharing your time with me again today, and take care and have a great day. Bye bye.